Life really is like a story, and this will become very clear to you if you start writing, if you start journaling. And I just started writing in my fourth ever journal, and I started looking back at my old ones, at my last one, and in looking back at this, it's just like a chapter out of your life. You really start seeing life in chapters and life as that story that it is when you start writing. These are my last three journals, and I write down um, when I started them and when I finished them, and it is amazing to go back into these journals and see how you were thinking a year ago, 6 months ago, and how those thoughts and how those beliefs have actually shaped the life that you have right now. And these are not changes that are going to take years or months. These are changes that you can start implementing within weeks. If you notice something about yourself and you have some thoughts that might be limiting you, or some people, some behaviors in your life that are just not serving you, you can start writing about them and rationalizing for yourself and coming up with a plan on how to get rid of these things or improve these things. Now, for me, journaling has been extremely valuable. If I go back into my first book and I see how I'm writing about things and asking for stuff and things that I really needed to fix in myself and change in myself, I can look at my life now and actually, be proud of myself because those changes that I wanted to make, those things that I wanted to accomplish, have been done. And maybe they would have happened without writing and without setting those plans and goals and writing about them, but I don't think so. I think I would have just been in exactly the same place where I was a year ago. And I'm not saying this has to be a bad place, but my belief is that as humans, especially in this day and age, we need something to work towards. We need to improve. We need to grow. We need to have progress. And what's the easiest way to measure progress? It's actually by setting goals, setting out to do something, things that are measurable, and then going out and work towards them. And every day, if you get just a little bit closer to those goals, you'll feel fulfilled. You feel like you came a bit closer. You feel like you've done something. You found meaning in your day, because meaning is something that a lot of people are lacking these days. It's becoming more and more clear. Now, back to the story thing, because writing your own story is part of this thing of, setting your goals. You decide how to write your story. You decide where you want to be in 1 year, in 5 years, in 10 years. But you will have to set some goals. You will have to write them down on paper and be accountable with yourself on paper if you're still working towards these goals, and what's holding you back, who is holding you back, what you need to change, what you need to do, what you need to improve, how you want to feel, what you want to look like, who do you want to have in your life. It's all part of your story, but you have to write it. And in journaling and seeing your life in chapters, it's a really good way to get started in this. Because one chapter of your life can be about improving yourself, improving your health. Another chapter can be about building a business. Another chapter can be about raising kids. Another chapter can be about taking care of a sick person in your life. These can all be chapters, and you can be fully engaged in those chapters. And you can just learn on the go what's needed for you to become in that chapter. Think about this for a little bit and then just start writing, and just maybe even start looking back at your life and seeing if you can define some chapters. Maybe there was an illness or a relationship or a career or a school path that you took and you finished. So the chapter is finished. Now go back into that chapter and see if you can get any value out of it, any lessons, and take that into the next chapter and start being that hero of your own story. Start being the main player. Create your best story, and the story wouldn't be exciting without bad stuff and without things happening. But who's the hero? That's the person that always overcomes those struggles and climbs back up and creates good endings. You got this.